Welcome to the Great Tech Debate, episode number 3. We had some technical difficulties, as always. We're about 45 minutes late, but we got started. I'm joined with Mike Smith from the Mike Tech Show. That's at MikeTechShow.com. Mike Petro from Petro Computer Solutions here in the suburb of Philadelphia. And Gomem DeSoto, that is his second life name. He's also a Mike. We got 3 Mikes on the show and a Steve. Gomem, what town are you from again in UK?
I'm from Bristol, west of London.
Bristol,
west of London.
Bristol, west of London in the UK. Glad all you guys could join us. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and thank you for bearing with me. That's Great Tech Debate. Here's how it works. 4 guests, 4 debate topics. Each person brings a debate topic to the table. We're going to start with Gomem this week. Gomem, what is your debate topic for this week?
Well, I sort of think of the new Google Android phone, also known as the HTC G1, is it? Versus the, say, iPhone or the other phones like the BlackBerry Storm, is it? How they compare? I think with the Google Android phone, as everyone knows, is the brand new operating system from Google, which have just launched, based on Linux, I believe, and it's apparently totally open, as opposed to the iPhone, which is basically locked down by Apple. Apart from if you do jailbreak, it's actually completely locked down. Apple control the whole thing. I just want to know what people think of the 2 platforms, how they compare. I don't know if anyone's actually used any of these devices. I've only used the iPhone, but I've seen simulations of the Google Android phone. And what's basically people's feelings compared to the totally closed environment of the Apple iPhone, compared to the totally open Google Android? Would this totally open thing cause problems to the phone with malicious software, or problems crashing the phone? Because with the iPhone, applications are locked down. They can't multitask. As soon as the application's exited, it's not minimized. With the Android phone, applications can run in the background and cause things to crash. I don't know what's people's feelings about this subject.
I'll go first. What? I have an iPhone, and I've played a little bit with that the G1. I think it's called the G1, the Android phone. And increasingly, as days go on, my iPhone it frustrates me because it's the keys are a little too small, and the touch. I have big fingers. And if you try to type anything, text message a lot on the iPhone, if you have big fingers, it just gets increasingly frustrating. I'm ready to. I've been seriously searching for another phone the last week, and I looked at the G phone, and I like it. I mean, it's got a great bright screen. The applications and the interface looks really nice. I like the fact that it has a trackball. The fact that it's open source and it could be more easily infected, I guess, with malware. I don't know yet, and I haven't heard anything that's occurred like that so far. I mean, it's still a very new operating system, but if it was up to me right now, I would choose not an iPhone. I'd probably go with the Android phone.
Now, I have a question for you, Steve. It looks big. Now, I've never used a G1, but it just looks too big for a phone, though. Did you find that it was kind of like oversized?
I think it's the same. I mean, just from memory, I think it's the same size as my iPhone, or it's not as far as thickness, but as far as height. I don't mind carrying like a big device in my pocket, but it wasn't like unusually large to me. Maybe just the pictures that you're looking at, or do you actually know the specs,
yes,
Mike?
It's just pictures.
Okay.
No, I'm just looking at the pictures, and I guess maybe with the screen flipped and the big keyboard. Now, the big keyboard looks great, and I have the same problem you have. I have big thumbs.
Yeah.
And big fingers. So I even had trouble with the newer BlackBerry. I actually like the older model where the keys were spaced a little more, so my thumbs could fit. But I fell in love with my iTouch. Now, I haven't upgraded to the iPhone, but I'm getting used to it.
Really?
And I like the size, and I like the handling of it.
You mean for an iPod? To use it as an iPod, you mean?
Yes, but I'll tell you, I'm actually thinking of pulling the trigger on an iPhone, because I've been looking at, what's the ultimate phone. And I'm looking, and I'm thinking about the G1, but I don't know.
Well, what do you do with your iPod Touch?
Well, the iPod Touch, I will get my email. I'm locked to Wi-Fi, so I have to have, Wi-Fi capability. But I predominantly use it for syncing with Outlook, so I got all my contacts, all my appointments. I get my email. I love the apps. I even have a little network scanner app, and I just fell in love with all of the independent applications.
Do you type a lot on the phone?
No, and that's my problem. I got to get used to it, like you said with your iPhone. That's the big trouble. You have to get used to typing. I mistype a lot. I end up backspacing an awful lot.
Yeah, that seems to be the biggest problem for me is the typing is frustrating. Plus, I find that I don't use the calendar and I don't use Outlook and I don't use any of the features that it would actually, would require me having a smartphone. So that's personally, I might not even get a smartphone as my next phone. But the typing just killed me, and then I just found that when I want to browse the internet, it's too slow. But I don't want to really criticize the iPhone right now. I want to compare it to like what Gomez said about the closed and openness of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't mind closed actually personally because I think that a lot of the applications that Apple makes are good applications, and they usually do what I need done until I get to the point where I'm like starving for extra features that the Apple's not providing me. Then I might consider like more of an open source kind of thing.
But do you?
My thoughts. Sorry. Go ahead.
My big thing is whether open or closed. I don't mind closed like you said, but closing it to the provider does not make any sense except for the greed of Apple and getting that exclusive contract with AT&T.
Right.
That's nothing new. Phones have always been locked into networks, so that's nothing new. They've always had exclusive deals. That's been going back ever since cell phones ever happened, isn't it? Tied into networks. I mean, look at the Google Android phone. That's exclusive to T-Mobile, isn't it?
T-Mobile.
But the point is with Google Android, right? It's an operating system. Anyone can make anyone. It's just HTC. This is only basically a 1.0 product. There's the iPhone, basically only Apple make it, but Google Android, anyone can make a Google Android phone, can't they?
Yeah, they could.
They've all signed on board. Samsung, HTC, HTC are already doing it. Motorola could do one. Anyone. I mean, the thing with the current Android phone, the G1, I don't particularly like that sliding form factor. Sliding phones with me don't last 5 minutes. I break them. I would like one. I would like one, say, possibly with a hard keyboard, but more in the BlackBerry, what I call the BlackBerry type format, with a large screen at the top and the hard keyboard at the bottom.
You like the BlackBerry?
Like the Trio.
Yeah, like the Trio, or what I call the standard classic BlackBerry format, which is basically a Nokia. What I've got here, a Nokia E71, which is basically a hard keyboard at the bottom. It doesn't slide, and the thing's solid.
Well, Mike Petro, you love your Trio.